Emotional testimony in Helena today from the family of a boy killed in what Missoula County prosecutors allege was a DUI crash on Highway 93 in February. The family of 10-year-old Brecken Beard told the House Judiciary Committee that imposing stricter laws on a person convicted of a second DUI could prevent the kind of tragedy that's devastated them. They testified in support of a bill sponsored by Florence Representative Sharon Grief.
I'm not just a angry, upset parent that has lost their son. My son would be alive today had there been more severe penalties and longer probation, more jail time, a longer monitoring period.
When a person gets a second DUI, it's a huge red flag that something is not working in this person's life, and that just punishing them is not enough. If they could get better, they would.
Now, they had asked Representative Grief for help to write a law that intervenes more harshly after a second DUI conviction, not just to prevent tragedy like they've experienced, but to help the person convicted of impaired driving. The proposed bill would do several things, including imposing an automatic license suspension for 2 years after that second DUI conviction. It would have required a person to wear one of those transdermal alcohol monitoring devices for 2 years. You know them as an ankle bracelet. It would also require a mental health evaluation. So today in the House Judiciary Committee, the measure first passed, but later it was reconsidered and then it was tabled. So that's it for this bill. I spoke with Sharon Grief shortly after she got that news.
How disappointing is it for you, not just as a lawmaker, but as a citizen of Montana?
I don't think I even have words to describe the disappointment, and it's not my disappointment. It's just the disappointment, first of all, for the family who has gone through this tragedy and came and gave gut-wrenching testimony. But it's just a sad thing for the state of Montana, you know, to be #1 in the nation for DUI deaths per 100,000. And we're last in the nation for legislative rules for DUIs. It's horrible. And so I was shocked.
Not all testimony was in support of the bill today. A Fergus County judge told the committee he feels treatment works more than punishment does.
Treatment is what works. We can make them stare at a red brick in a jail cell. We can take their license away. We can take their car away. They're going to find another car. They're going to find booze somewhere else. We've got to fix the disease. The courts can't do it.
So here is where we are now. Grief's bill is done for the session, but there is another one that's been introduced by several lawmakers, including Republican Representative Bill Mercer. It increases penalties for someone with 5 DUIs or more, including mandatory prison time after a 7th conviction. He recently told me it's clear Montana hasn't been that effective in solving our drinking and driving problem. We will hear from him and get an update on his bill tomorrow. Meanwhile, the father of 10-year-old Brecken Beard says where today felt like a punch to the gut when the bill they hoped would pass was tabled, they do plan to be back before the legislature in 2 years to push for changes in our state's DUI laws. To watch our earlier report on 10-year-old Brecken, go to KPAX.com.